Hello everybody, son Adelaja here. Welcome to another of our teaching on understanding suicide, mass shooting and depression. Understanding suicide, mass shooting and depression. Well, these are very serious problems that our world has to find a way to cope with. And depression is one of the big problems of our world, because it is out of depression that we have suicide. It is out of depression that we have mass shooting. And depression is the root of all these things. And a lot of people don't really know why. So that's why today I want to talk about depression and procrastination. Depression and procrastination. We've met a lot of people that procrastinate. And often we just think that is character weakness, which could be true. In a lot of instances, a lot of people that are having that problem of procrastination, it's a weakness in their character, or lack of discipline, or lack of organization, lack of routine. But in the case of depression, you also discover that people who are depressed, they have a challenge with procrastination. And in their own case, it's not because they are not organized. You could be organized, you could be disciplined, you could be a person of routine, but when you are hit by depression, then you just lose guard. You lose your focus, you lose your guard, you lose your discipline, you lose interest, you lose ability to be able to keep up to standard. And people who are depressed as a result of that often procrastinate. They procrastinate because any small task, even it doesn't matter how small it is, when you are depressed, any small task will seem to you as like an incredibly difficult accomplishment. So because they lack motivation. It's not because they are not disciplined, but it's because they lack motivation. And when you lack motivation, you say you will do it, you would like to do it, and the reason why they procrastinate is because they think in their mind that they want to do it, and they really want to do it in their heart of hearts, but they don't have the energy to stand up from that bed or from where they're sitting. They don't have the motivation, they don't have this energy to be able to get up and go and do what they need to do. Even though in their mind they understand it has to be done, but when you don't have the energy, then you get to procrastinate. So on one hand, it's not that you don't want to do the work. You want to do it, so you say yes to something. And then you don't have the energy to get up to go do it, even though in your mind you understand you want to do it. But because you don't have the energy, they don't get done. But just because you have still not changed your mind, you still want to do it, you still feel like doing it, so you keep on saying, yes, I will do it. So the only option that is left for you is to procrastinate. So that's why people just go ahead and procrastinate in general. But when people, but a lot of people often associate procrastination with laziness. Not always in the case of people who are depressed. People who are depressed, in their own case, is because of what I've just explained to you. It's because of lack of energy, lack of motivation. It's not always because of laziness. So we have to be able to differentiate that. And when you are working with people who are depressed, you should know that their problem is motivation, their problem is not laziness. And because when you begin to condemn people who are depressed, and when you begin to accuse them falsely, and when you call them lazy or you look at them as lazy, it makes things worse for them. And they just say, okay, then I'm lazy, just leave me alone. And they lose interest in everything. They didn't want to do anything before anyway. They were not motivated before. And now you came condemning them. So they just say, well, good for me. Now I'm free to do what I want to do. And they just lie down in bed and they don't do anything at the end of the day. And another reason why people who are depressed suffer from procrastination is because they often feel stuck. They feel they are stuck. They feel they are stuck in their bed, in their room, in their darkness, in their own world. They feel they are stuck with, with their darkness, with not knowing what to do, and with hopelessness. So when you come and begin to accuse them and begin to condemn them, they feel even more stuck. So even more stuck. So that is why we should differentiate. Why is this person procrastinating? Is he struggling with depression? Or is it because of laziness? Or is it because of lack of character, lack of discipline? Or is he facing an issue that is deeper than that? Because depression is a disease, it's a sickness, it's not a weakness in sense of, you have character weakness or something. No, this is a disease that needs to be understood, that needs to be treated, that's somebody that needs to be cured rather than corrected by tongue lashing. When someone is depressed, some of his most frequent thoughts are going to be like, what's the point? There is no point to do what I want to do, to do anything. Most of the things they even understand in their mind that they have to do or they want to do, they feel that there's no point doing it. So it is a problem of motivation. It's a problem of energy. It's a problem of encouragement, zeal, energy, motivation. So what we need to do to help? What do we need to do to help people like this? People who struggle with motivation, people who struggle with depression, people who struggle with lack of energy to be able to go ahead and do what they feel like doing. Because in their mind, when somebody is depressed, their mind is working right. They understand things just like before. But it is the energy they lack. It is the motivation they lack. It is the drive they lack. So what do we do to help them? Number one, when someone is struggling with depression that way, just put them in a routine. Just put them in a routine. So that's one of the biggest help we could give them. Or if you are the one suffering from depression, that's one of the biggest help you could give to yourself. Just get a routine. And when it's time to do something, you just know that, it's time to do this. You just go ahead and do it. So it's like a routine. It's like you are not thinking about it. You don't feel like doing it. You just like routine. Just routinely getting up and doing what you need to do. Routine is when you have a plan that, okay, this time I get up, I go and do this. And it's better it's easier when you have some people around you that are motivated, that you are doing it together. So like 10 o'clock, we have a whole group of people that are getting up, going to do this thing. So routine, you have to work out a routine. And that routine will be easier for you if you do it together with the help of somebody else, a help partner, or a group or a team. Yes, so get to the items together, what needs to be done. And a routine is when you have a list of things that you need to do, when you need to do it, and you are not motivated to do it, but just because it's a routine, you carry your body, you're just doing it automatically, or like autopiloted. You are not motivated, but you're just going through the motions. Sometimes this is necessary, especially when you are depressed. For people who are depressed, a lot of things they do anyway will be just going through the motion. They're even eating because they know that they need to eat. They might not even be enjoying the food. That is also going through routine. When you are depressed, you might not even feel like going to bathe or to take your bath. But you are bathing anyway because that's a routine. So it is that kind of routine that we need to do for people. A lot of women that are depressed after giving birth to their children, they still go through the routine of breastfeeding, of cleaning the baby, changing the pampers, and doing that, even though they are depressed because of routine. So routine could really make people to be able to get things done than just waiting for motivation, for waiting for when things are okay. Because a lot of the things that are in your, that you want to do in life, you see the reason why you want to do them, but you also feel like, yes, I'm happy about doing this. But when you are depressed, you are not happy about doing anything. And since you are not happy about doing it, in fact, you don't even, you don't feel anything about it. So that is why you don't need to depend on your feeling anymore, or on being motivated from the good feelings. Just say, okay, I need to do what I need to do. I need to do what needs to be done. And then you get up and then you just go and do what you need to do. So, but what do you do then in case when the things in your schedule or in your routine seem to you as if they are unpleasant and you are feeling overwhelmed by them? Because this is one of the other problems that people who are depressed face. They feel overwhelmed by the task ahead of them, even though the task itself might not be difficult or it might not look complicated. But if you feel overwhelmed about a task and you feel like, it's just like it's like a mountain, and that often happens to people who are depressed. You feel like the thing, whatever it is just too much. It's like a mountain before you. Well, what you need to do is go back to your routine and break down that routine into smaller parts. Break the routine down into smaller parts, and then begin, especially with the parts that you don't, into parts that you see as easy, as not difficult. Start with the easiest one, even if it's supposed to be the last thing you're supposed to do, but you could actually start by doing it. So take break these tasks into smaller parts and start with, you don't need to start in order, that do this first, do that second. You can start from the opposite. You can start from the order for you should be which is easiest. So start with the ones that are easiest, and once you start from the one that are easiest or the one that are more delightful to you, then you could take it at a time and step by step go from one to the other, and that is how you'll be able to, you'll be able to surmount that challenge and that mountain. So another thing you could do is to reward yourself. If you are struggling with depression and you see that you don't feel like doing this thing, you don't feel like getting up to do it, think about the reward that you are going to get at the end of the day after doing it. Feel like, okay, let me just do this, and after I finish doing this, I'm going to rest. Let me just do this one thing, then I'll go and sleep. Because when you are depressed, that's one thing you want to do. You just want to go and sleep or lie down or just go and be by yourself. So you could program reward system in your brain. And reward system is not just to go and sleep. Your reward system could be to go and play, or to go out with a friend, or for some people their reward system could be go and eat something, go and eat some cake, for example, or go and take some dessert, or go and play some games, or go and spend time in your social media, or go ahead and watch some movies, or go ahead and just do things that you normally would not do, or get entertained one way or the other. So just find a way of rewarding yourself by things that you like to do or that will give you pleasure, that will make you feel some joy, some relief. So once you connect your task with reward system, then it will be a bit better for you, because you'll be able to feel a little bit motivated. That, okay, once I do this, I'll be able to get this. So that's a bit of motivation right there. Yeah, so there are a lot of things we could talk about procrastination, but for people who are working with depressed people, it's important that you don't condemn them, that you don't point accusing fingers at them, that you don't, make them feel even worse, and you don't pull them down even the more. Try to use these points that I've given to motivate them, to help them out. Because when someone is depressed, it's always better to have somebody they like, someone they feel good around, someone that that makes them to feel nice, to come and encourage them. Not like a wife that is coming to teach you and begin to condemn you that you are not doing what you need to do. That's going to be the opposite. And not like parents also, who are always trying to teach you some morals. Those things are counterproductive for people who are depressed. But if you approach it this way, the way I'm talking about it right now, help them to do a schedule or to do a routine, and give them things that motivating them. Let them start small, let them go step by step, break the task down for them, surround them with people they will feel good around, people that will motivate them to do things as a team together. So these kind of things could help them better than just talking them down. Well, I have a book here that could help people like this in this kind of situation, what to do with your time. It's called What to Do with Your Time. So this book could help people know how to better plan their day, even if you are not depressed or not, still be able to know what to do, how to do it, and to be motivated as well. The book itself will give you a lot of motivation, and to be able to also organize yourself and distribute your task in a way that it will be easier for you to get results. Well, I hope that is clear enough. This what I want to say today about depression and procrastination. For those of you who have not yet joined my mentorship program, it's for free on the internet. You could go to sundayadelajablog.com/mentorship, sundayadelajablog.com/mentorship, and you could join it for free, and you'll be able to grow more in these topics and others. And for those of you who want to come with us to Nigeria, you could go to the same blog, sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria. So, but to get my books, you could get them on Amazon. If you are in Africa, you could get them on dsabooksplanet.com, dsabooksplanet.com, and or you could get them by writing to my office directly. And if you want to buy especially many books, you could write to dsasbooks@gmail.com, dsasbooks@gmail.com. So see you tomorrow. Peace.